You've been training for this mission for a year or two on the space shuttle, 4 years on the space station. So your mind is all concentrated on the things that you're going to do and the things that you have to do to support the launch, the things that you have to do when you get into space, the things that you're going to do for the next period of time that you'll be in space. And you don't really stop until you actually have gotten to space to think about how you feel. And then many people, it takes them a couple days before they stop and they suddenly realize, oh, I'm not on Earth anymore. You know, that's a feeling that I don't know how to describe that or how to compare that with anything else. I think probably the favorite thing is the lack of gravity and the fact that you can float and be graceful and be an acrobat and be the strongest person in the world. And, you know, because without any gravity, it's easy to do those things. And you look forward to that for the next time that you fly. I think the idea that I actually went to space, which was a dream of mine that I had had since I was 10 years old, to realize that was one of the great moments. And then probably third, to be able to actually work in space, to say this was my job, to go to space. I can't beat that. I will never be able to beat that. I was actually the 11th American woman in space, so the 13th woman overall. But when I announced to my school that I wanted to go to space and be an astronaut, they said, well, you can't. You know, you're a girl.
Okay.
And I said, well, watch me. So here we are. And that was the very first time we sent anybody to space in the United States. We got to watch every time there was a launch, every time there was a landing. When we finally got to the moon, every time somebody landed on the moon. I mean, much of the world was concentrated on watching that, and certainly in the United States we were. And many astronauts of my generation were inspired by just seeing that in that decade. I think it was more frightening for my mother than it was for me. I wasn't scared. I knew exactly what could happen to me every time I went to space, and I was willing to accept that because this was the job I wanted to do.